Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so glad you came back to hear another story. I have a really nice story for you today. It's called the Berenstain Bears and the Golden Rule. And the golden rule is to do unto others what you would have them do unto you. Now, this was a family written book. They did a great job. It was created by Stan and Jan Berenstain and written by Mike Berenstain. Do you like to write books? Well, maybe one day when you get older you will, because you know children love to read it. That's why you're here today, right? Because you like to hear stories being told to you. All right, well, let's begin the story. When Sister Bear received a beautiful golden locket for her birthday, she was surprised and pleased. It was shaped like a heart, and it had her name on it. "Happy birthday, dear," said Mama and Papa Bear, giving her a big hug. Oh, it's her birthday. Well, if anybody out there that's listening to my story today, and it's your birthday, or it just passed, or it's going to be in a few days, I want to wish you a happy birthday too. Sister tried the locket on and looked at herself in the mirror. See, she looking in the mirror and she could see her locket. That's pretty, huh? "I love it," she said. "I'm going to wear it all the time." "It opens up," said Papa. "Look." He showed her the little golden clasp that you press to pop the locket open. "Neat," said Sister. Wonder what's inside. She looked inside, expecting to find a little picture or a mirror or something, but all that she could see inside the locket were a few simple words. "Do to others what you would have them do to you." Sister was puzzled. The words seemed familiar, but she wasn't sure why. "What's this?" she asked. "It's the golden rule," explained Mama. "What's that?" Sister wondered. Mama's eyes widened. "The golden rule is one of the most important rules there is," she explained. "That's why we have always had it hanging up on the wall of our living room." She pointed to the framed sampler above her mantel. See, there's the golden rule hanging up. It says, "Do to others what you would have them do to you." Sister gazed up at it in amazement. She had seen that sampler every day of her life. No wonder the words seemed familiar. "Oh," she said, a little embarrassed. "I never really thought about what it said before. What does it mean?" "The golden rule," explains Papa, "tells you to treat other people the way you want to be treated yourself." "Why is it inside my locket?" she wondered. "It's a golden rule inside a golden locket for a little golden princess," and Papa giving her a big kiss. That was nice. See him kissing her on the head? Has your mommy or daddy ever kissed you on your head? I bet they have, because they love you. "It's called the golden rule," explained Mama patiently, "because it's precious, just like gold. But it's not about the gold you wear around your neck or on your finger." She held out her wedding ring. "It's about the golden treasures we keep inside our own hearts. The heart shape of the locket is meant to remind you of that." Sister thought it over. She didn't really get it, but that was okay. She loved the new locket anyway. The next day, before school, Sister showed off her new treasure to her friends, Lizzie, Millie, Anna, and Linda. They oohed and ahed over it in a very satisfying way. "What's all the fuss about?" asked a voice. It was Queenie McBear and her gang. Queenie was older than Sister and a little snooty. When Queenie first came to the neighborhood, she and Sister did not get along at all. Queenie made fun of her and got Sister's friends to join in. That was Sister's first experience with an in-crowd, a group that makes itself feel big by making others feel small. Do you think that's right to do? To make other people feel small? No, it's not. "Oh, hi, Queenie," said Sister. "I was just showing the kids my new locket." Over the years, Sister learned to get along with Queenie, but they never were the best of friends. "Let's see," said Queenie. She looked the locket over. She was not impressed. She herself wore big hoop earrings and lots of beads and chains. "Cute," was all she said as she walked away with her friends. Queenie still had her own in-crowd. They were a group of the older girls who liked hanging out together and acting cool. Mostly they spent their time painting their nails and giggling about boys. That was okay with Sister. She had her own group of friends to hang out with, but it never occurred to her that this might be any kind of a problem until the new girl came to school. Oh, they got a new kid in school, a little girl just coming to that school for the first time. Her name was Susie McGrizzy. It seemed like a funny sort of name. For one thing, it had a lot of Z's in it. You know what Z's look like? That's a Z right there. You see it? And see, she's got two of them in her name, McGrizzy. The new girl herself seemed a little funny too. Her clothes weren't exactly cool, and she wore her hair up in pigtails, which was definitely not the standard bare country school style. Besides, she had thick glasses and braces, not the cool kind with lots of different colors like Millie wore, just plain old braces. She do look a little funny, huh? A little different than the other kids. But there's nothing wrong with looking different. On her first day, of course, the new girl didn't know anyone at all. At recess, Sister noticed her standing off by herself in a corner of the playground. She looked sort of sad and lonely. Sister was thinking about going over and introducing herself when Lizzie and Anna came up. "Hiya, Sister," said Lizzie. "We're getting together a game of hopscotch. Millie and Linda are over there. Come on." Sister began to follow them, but she paused and glanced back to where the new girl was standing all by herself. The new girl looked lonelier than ever. "Wait a minute," said Sister. "What about that new girl? What's her name? The one over there. Maybe we should invite her to join in. She looks pretty lost and lonely." She does look lonely, huh? She's not having fun like all the other kids, smiling and happy and jumping rope and swinging on the swings and on the seesaw and playing ball. She was lonely, but it looks like they left anyhow. The other girls were surprised. "Susie Woosie's face?" said Lizzie doubtfully. She wears weird clothes. "And Anna and those corny pigtails," said Lizzie. "Not to mention those clunky glasses and braces," added Anna. "Well," said Sister, discouraged, "I just thought." "Oh, don't worry about old Susie McWoosie," said Lizzie, taking Sister's arm. "She'll be fine. She'll find some other cubs to play with. Cubs more her type. Come on." Susie allowed herself to be led away to the hopscotch game. She felt a little worried about Susie McWoosie, though she couldn't exactly say why, but she soon forgotten all about it while playing hopscotch with her friends. Have you learned to play hopscotch yet? This is a fun game. I remember playing this long time ago. What you do is they count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you throw a stone, keep going up, and then you have to hop to it and pick it up standing on one foot without falling. Because if you step on the line, then you have to start over. That's a good game. You'll learn it, I'm sure. It's been passed on for people to people to people, from kids to kids to kids. Later, when school let out, Sister got in line for her school bus. She noticed that the new girl was standing right in front of her. She was going to say hi, but then Lizzie came up behind her, and they started to talk. They went on talking as they got on the bus. Susie McGrizzy was right behind them, sat right behind them. Sister and Lizzie kept right on talking together. Sister played with her new locket as she talked, twirling it around and around in the air. See, she was swinging her little locket around and around. She loved that locket. When the bus came to a stop, Sister gathered up her things to get off, but she felt a soft tug on her arm. It was Susie McGrizzy. She was holding something out to Sister. I wonder what that was. Here, she said shyly, you dropped this. It was Sister's new locket. Gee, said Sister. Thanks. It was all she could think of to say. Sister climbed off the bus and watched as it pulled away. She could see Susie looking back at her from the window. Sister hung her locket back around her neck. What if Susie hadn't noticed her dropped it? It might have been gone for good. That was a nice thing that Susie did. Give Sister back her locket, right? That was the right thing to do. Mama was waiting for Sister as she climbed the front steps. How was school today, dear? Asked Mama. Oh, okay, I guess, sighed Sister, dumping her school bag on the armchair in the living room. She glanced up at the framed sampler of the golden rule over the mantel. Somehow, the golden locket hanging around her neck felt heavier than before. I think it's beginning to sink in what those words meant. That evening at dinner, Sister was unusually thoughtful. She picked at her lima beans and stared off into space. "A penny for your thoughts," said Papa, as he fed Honey Bear. "Huh?" said Sister, looking up. "Oh, I was just thinking about the golden rule inside my locket," she explained. "I don't really get it. What is it supposed to mean?" "Well," began Mama, "let me give you an example. Do you remember that trouble you had when Queenie first moved to town?" Sister perked up and paid attention. She remembered it all too well. "Do you remember how Queenie started an in crowd, but kept you out and made fun of your clothes and hair bow?" Mama asked. "Do you remember how badly you felt?" Boy, did she ever. Sister started to feel hurt just thinking about it. Her lower lip began to quiver and a tear came to her eye. Oh, she was really hurt back then by Queenie. "All the golden rule is saying," Papa continued, "is that you shouldn't turn around and do that same sort of thing to someone else." He paused to scrape some mashed potatoes off Honey's chin. "You should always treat other people the way you would like to be treated yourself." So you need to remember that. We all need to remember that. Children and grown adults should always remember to treat other people the way they would like to be treated. But I would never do anything like that, said Sister. Besides, I don't have an in-crowd. Oh, no, said Brother, who had been taking all this in. What about Lizzie and Anna and Millie and Linda? You play with them all the time, but I never see you asking anyone else to join in. That's different, protested Sister angrily. I'm just playing with my friends. We're not trying to keep anybody out. Of course not, dear, soothed Mama. I'm sure you and your friends would never dream of keeping other cubs out of your group. Sister Bear grew very quiet. Now that she thought it over, she wasn't quite so sure. Not so sure at all. She remembers how they all ran off to go play hopscotch and left that new girl all by herself. The next day at recess, as soon as Sister came outside, she looked around the playground for Susie McGrizzy. She soon spotted her sitting off by herself under the big oak tree at the edge of the schoolyard and reading a book. See, she's still all alone. Nobody's offering her to come play with them. And look at all the fun they're having. They're playing ball and swinging and riding on the seesaw and playing jump rope and hopscotch again and basketball. They're even playing football. See that football in his hand he's throwing? They're all having fun. Everybody but, I forgot her name. Susie. That's it, Susie. Sister marched right up to her. Hello, Susie, she said brightly. Susie looked up in surprise. Hello, she said shyly. I'm Sister Bear, and my friends and I are going to play some hopscotch, Sister told her. Would you like to join us? Now that was a nice thing to do, isn't it? Wouldn't you want somebody to invite you to do what they're doing so that you don't have to be all by yourself? Of course you do. Susie's face lit up. Oh, I love to, she said with a big bracy grin. I love hopscotch. See, now she's happy. She's beginning to make some friends. Terrific, said Sister. Do you want to see my locket? Sure, said Susie. Okay, said Sister, come on, I'll show it to you over there. Sister took off and Susie chased her, laughing across the playground to the hopscotch squares where Lizzie, Millie, Anna, and Linda were waiting. Sister's golden locket gleamed in the sun as she ran. Now that locket had some meaning for her. Wasn't that a good thing? She learned what those words meant and then she put it into practice. Do unto others as you would want someone to do unto you. That was a very good golden rule, and we should all learn it and all practice it and do that. Do unto others what you would have them do unto you. What a great book. Now, you might not understand it thoroughly right now, but one day you will, and I hope, and I'm sure you will, put it to practice with other people, right? Okay, well, until the next time, I'm going to say bye. Love you all.